Okay, next we're going to look at figure 3.2 where we have a histogram and box plot. Histogram and box plots are prepared for quantitative variables as opposed to factor variables or categorical variables. So here we have MED-V histogram for MED-V, and here we have box plot for MED-V grouped by the two different values for CHAS. Okay, I have misspelled adjacent, so I'll fix that. Okay, so histogram for MED-V. Okay, so GG plot. Okay, data equal to housing. Okay, now I'm going to spell out everything within the command so we'll know exactly what's going on, sort of skipping or taking a shortcut. Okay, so mapping equal to AES. Now for histogram, all we need is one variable for X, which is MED-V. Then MED-V will be divided into classes, and then the number of observations within each class, the count, will be the height of the histogram. And the geom for histogram is stat bin. It's called stat bin. Okay. Now if you don't give any options within stat bin, or we'll just use the default, then you'll have your histogram. Okay, but you can specify bin size. Okay, so these are in thousands, so we can say bin size, bin width is equal to 5. So then bin width of 5 will be used and you'll have your histogram. Okay, so now we want to label each bar with the height of the bar. So we set up another layer, and again this layer should have the same width as the stat bin, the default used by ggplot. So we need to start with another stat underscore bin and give the same bin width as before. Okay, if these two bin widths are different, then you're not going to line up the labels properly. And then you say geom equal to text, and then you do the AES, which is label. Okay, and for count, since we don't have the count, R has to figure out the count. There is a constant that R generates, which is dot dot count dot dot. Okay, all right, so now let's run, and you see the numbers there. So we have to do a v adjust, so I'm sorry, v just equal to say minus 0.25. Okay, so we don't have to do a format here because these are counts, so it's going to be round numbers. Okay, and the box plot is pretty straightforward. Again, GG plot, right? Data equal to housing df. Okay, then we'll give the AES within geom box plot. Geom box plot, right? Mapping equal to AES. Then now we want to classify this by chas. So within each chas we do a med v. Right, that should be equal to there. All right. So we have chas 0, chas 1. We have the box plot. Okay. And suppose we want an x. Okay. We want to give a x label adjacent to Charles River. All right. So that's this. If you want to arrange the two like we have here side by side, then we need a library called grid extra. Grid extra. Make sure you install it if you don't have it. Then we need to save these two graphs. I'm going to copy paste it here. So we need to, okay, I'm going to call it plot 1 and we'll do plot 2. So these two plots will get saved in those two objects, okay, like that. And then we can put them in a grid. So having this grid extra already set up, we can say grid arrange and then specify what plots you want, plot 1, plot 2, and then you can specify how you want it. Okay, you want it in a column or in a row. So we say the n row equal to 1. Okay, so now you see the two plots side by side.